welcome address.
Honorable Undersecretary of Finance, Dr. Carl Kendrick Chua. Officers from our sister chamber, the Federation of Filipino-Chinese Chambers of Commerce and Industry, welcome. Officers and delegates from our partner Chambers of Commerce, our beloved past presidents, our dear new members, members of the FICCI, my colleagues on the board of directors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is with great honor that I welcome each and every one of you to today's general membership meeting with the Honorable Undersecretary of Finance, Dr. Carl Kendrick Chua. USEC Carl has been instrumental in working very hard on the tax reform agenda of this government and has come a long way to become the face and the brains of our country's tax reform direction. USEC Carl is one of the busiest executives in government today. His accepting our invitation is humbling and for which we are truly grateful. We are all aware that each one of us is taxed from the time we are born until we breathe our last breath. Taxes are something that none of us can escape, but many of which try to avoid. The many years of tax avoidance has actually prevented our country from achieving tiger status similar to that of our neighbors. All we are able to do is shrug and simply accept the low level of services that are available as a result of a regular absence of a budget to fund such services. Many of us get frustrated when we compare ourselves to other countries who provide Class A services to its citizenry, such as healthcare, transportation, education, and the like. What we fail to realize is it is what it is because there are not enough taxes being collected to fund the different services that we expect our government to provide. Many of us have argued, why pay taxes when it doesn't go to where it is supposed to be going? And even if we did pay the correct taxes, the taxman comes and the taxman never believes that we are indeed paying correctly anyway. In the process, we need to pay more taxes as a compromise, in addition to the other creative payments that are expected of us. I leave it up to your imagination. For as long as we are resigned to just accept this broken system as our continuing reality, then our country will continue to get left behind. Ladies and gentlemen, now is the only time in history that we feel is the best time for true and lasting change to occur, given the leaders that we have in place. Leaders who know deep in their hearts that the Filipino has suffered enough and it is time for all of us to shine. With that realization has finally come the political will to make much needed changes, and one of those changes is to reform our entire tax system. While many of us may not agree with some of the proposed changes, we must be grateful at the amount of consultation that has taken place for all sides to be heard. In the process of these consultations, we must trust our leaders to come up with the best package that will help achieve inclusive growth and finally poverty alleviation. Tonight is one of the many consultation meetings that USEC Carl will be attending, and I look forward to a very healthy exchange between our chamber and the Department of Finance. We hope that tonight's event will help the good USEC Carl further improve the proposed tax reform packages. We, however, humbly request that our government look into leveling the playing field with the same vigor that it is working on tax reform. You will never be able to collect the correct taxes from businessmen for as long as we have competitors who are able to sell their products and services cheaper because of blatant tax evasion, as can be seen in the many wholesale markets around the Philippines. Not only do these people not pay any tax, they are involved in outright smuggling and underpayment of wages, all to the detriment of those of us who are legitimate taxpayers. We also hope that the government seriously and aggressively comes up with an amnesty program that would clean the slate for everyone. Once the slate is clean, then that is the time to make sure that the correct taxes are collected and said taxes spent correctly to the benefit of our people. Allow me to quote and share with you some words of wisdom from the late President Ronald Reagan. Government does not tax to get the money it needs. Government always finds a need for the money it gets. Let us support and help the people of the Philippines lift themselves out of this terrible curse of poverty, and let us do so by doing our part and paying the correct taxes. Thank you, Danyavad. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay and namaste.